all, welcome to SZ Academy. Today we are going to talk about nested if function. So let's get started. Alright, so realistically, your test may not be quite as simple and straightforward as the example we just walked through. In many cases, you have tests that include a number of different criteria and a number of different potential values. When that's the case, you are gonna use nested if statement. The good news is that Excel makes it really easy to do this. You can include multiple logical tests within a single formula, and if you know the if formula syntax, then you know how to use the nested if statement. So let's look at an example before we dive into an Excel. Basically, we have another logical test here based on the math marks filled in the column C, but instead of just saying is the marks greater than or equal to 35 or pass or fail, we're just asking two questions here. We're saying is it greater than 80? If not, let's see if it is greater than or equal to 35. If not, return this, which is this one, otherwise value of false error. So in this case, we have three potential results as opposed to two as we see in the last which is if function. So basically the syntax should look familiar. You start with the logical test. C2 is greater than 80, your value if true. So in this case, if your test is true, if the marks are greater than 80, which equals to the distinction. Now here is the catch. When you get to the value of false piece, here is where you start your next if test. And basically what that does is it tells Excel logically work your way from left to the right through this formula and continue until you are either find a test that evaluates as true or you get to the end where your value is false. So in this case, it's saying C2 greater than 80, yes or no. If it is, we are going to call student as a distinction and stop there. If it is not, we are going to move to the we are going to move to our next test, which is it a marks greater than or equal to 35? Yes or no. If it is, call student pass and stop there. Otherwise, move on. And in this case, if you get to the end, you have a marks which is less than 35, like 15. You may see a 15 for the instance. Both of these are going to evaluate false, and your sales is going to return the value of false error or the value of false value, which is false fail. So let's dive into the Excel and get our hands dirty now. We're going to be looking with column D here, the result column, and basically I want to do exactly what I just described. So I want to create a nested if statement to categorize the student marks as a distinction if the marks are greater than 80, as a pass if the student's marks is greater than or equal to 35, otherwise fail. Start with equal to. If open up the parenthesis, logical test is just like the last one, like the before, which is a C2 greater than 80, comma, value of 2 is going to be distinction. Now value of false, rather than just saying pass or fail or other, here I'm going to start another if statement. Comma is there, then just if statement which is open the parenthesis. If students marks are greater than, which is C2 is greater than or equal to 35, then the value of 2 is pass, sorry, in quotes, because it's a text string that I want to return, and then I get to my final value of false. So if I'm done incorporating all of my text here, which is the fail, and the last one is remaining. Yeah, I'm just typing that. And I am ready to kind of populate my catch all values it false message or values. I'm just gonna answer that here. So it's going to fail. And now it's a really important note. When I add the next parenthesis, you will see that it's orange and matches with the orange parenthesis, which is the second part of the if statement. What that's telling me is that I'm not done with this formula. I haven't closed out all of my parentheses. So when I add the second, you will see that it will be old and black, and it matches with the first parenthesis at the beginning of my formula, which tells me that I'm done and I can press enter. So which is the output. So again, I'm going to leave the reference relative so that I want to populate this formula down. My reference will change from row to row. So let's see if this works. Got a bunch of pass values, then distinction, then fail. Here is fail value as well 34. You can see 15 fail value, then 31 as well below. Pass is 55. You can see the distinction, two distinction papers as these are about the 80. So that's it. There you can see everything are correct as per the conditions we've put up. So there you go, the basic example of using a nested if statement to add a second criteria to my test. So thank you all for watching this video. Please hit the like and subscribe the channel to get more videos to the SZ Academy. If you want some other topics to learn, please put it in the comment box so that I will create the videos on that for you as well. Thank you.